Israeli and Hamas officials have launched indirect peace talks in Egypt on a U.S.-drafted plan to end the war in Gaza. Now, these talks are happening at a Red Sea resort on the eve of the war's second anniversary. Under the plan, Hamas would release the remaining 48 hostages and give up power. Scripps News international correspondent Blake Sifton is in Tel Aviv with the latest.
These indirect talks between Hamas and Israeli negotiators are expected to begin Monday evening after the Israeli delegation arrived Monday afternoon. Now, the Hamas delegation is led by chief negotiator Khalil El-Hayya. He survived the Israeli airstrike on the Hamas negotiating team in Doha, Qatar, in an attack that killed his son. Hamas earlier met with mediators from Qatar and Egypt. They apparently want guarantees from the mediators that once they've released the hostages, Israel will be made to honor the agreements that it makes. Now, these talks really come down to several key issues, which are setting the stage and the logistics for the ceasefire, the cessation of hostilities, which is the first thing that needs to happen before all else follows, as well as where Israeli forces will withdraw to ahead of the prisoner and hostage exchange, and which Palestinian prisoners will be released for Israeli hostages. Now, despite enthusiasm and optimism from many, including President Trump, there are still major obstacles that need to be overcome. According to the proposal, Hamas is expected to release all 48 Israeli hostages within 72 hours of the deal coming into effect. However, Hamas have reportedly told mediators that it will take them longer than that because it will take them time to retrieve the bodies of deceased hostages, some of whom are believed to be buried under rubble. Now, Israel has also agreed to release 250 so-called security prisoners, Palestinian prisoners, in exchange for the Israeli hostages. And Hamas is expected to request the release of high-profile prisoners that Israel is very reluctant to release and that it considers the most notorious prisoners it holds, including Marwan Barghouti, who is a leader from Fatah and widely viewed as the Nelson Mandela of Palestine, in that when he is released, he could unify the Palestinian people and likely lead them as a successor to Mahmoud Abbas. Another key issue is where Israeli forces will withdraw to during the hostage and prisoner release. According to the deal as it's proposed, they would withdraw to where they were in August, which would still leave them in control of Palestinian population centers, and Hamas wants them to withdraw further to where they were in January, when they were not in control of most Palestinian population centers. The other major issue, of course, is Hamas disarming. That is a major demand, apart from the hostage being released, that is a major demand of the Israeli government and Israeli negotiators, and Hamas made no mention of their disarmament when they replied to President Trump and his 20-point peace proposal for Gaza. Blake Sifton, Scripps News Group, Tel Aviv.